Musterxmedia presents a tribute to men that hate their jobs. Episode 7. A piece of the furniture.
It's funny, you get someone who's worked at a company for so long, they become part of the furniture. But sometimes that furniture just needs to be thrown out onto the bonfire because it's a piece of shit. It's outlived its purpose. And you get staff who fit into this category. I have a fellow colleague of mine who has worked for the company for over 10 years, and she is 1 year younger than I am, but looks 10 years older than I. She has a bad attitude, and it's not just a bad attitude, she just seems to think she knows it all. And I clashed with her once, and it was not a good clash because I ended up getting a written warning because I made her go home crying. She actually ran out and began to cry, and she was not seen for 2 days. And yet I was made the bad guy because this was all on her. So the story starts with this stupid lady just keep nitpicking and henpecking everything that I was doing that entire day. I had not cleaned the tables correctly. I mean, how hard can it be? You spray the sanitizer spray on it, you get your red labelled cloth, and you wipe the table down. It can't go wrong. There's no smears on the table, there's no food left over on the table, nothing. I mean, we weren't even open to sitting customers. I was just cleaning the dust off it. But it wasn't to her standard, apparently. So then I was taking the dustpan and brush around and sweeping up the odd bit of litter that some dickhead just dropped out of their pocket. But no, I missed a spot. Okay, so I missed a spot. Okay, fine. So I go over, scoop that bit up, which was just a little speckle of dust. So it was not good enough. You know, that could just easily have blown through the open door after I'd been to that bit. But no, my sweeping up was not good enough. And then the next thing I did, when I was wiping over the light fixtures, "Oh, you're not doing that correctly," she said. I turned around to her and said, "Excuse me, how do you know that I'm not doing that correctly? How about you pay attention to someone who does this for a living in the entertainment industry, who cleans off pieces of equipment that are worth more than your house?" She looked at me and I'm like, "Don't you dare tell me that I'm cleaning these light fittings wrong. I'm not using a spray gun, I'm just using a damp cloth because it's electrical and these are not wired up the best. They're not IP65 rated, so you don't put water on it or even sanitizer spray on it. You use a damp cloth and that's the end of it. I mean, they're only fucking lampshades. And there is no dust in there, and I've not even left any streaks in there because I buffed it over with some kitchen towel. So who are you to tell me that I'm doing that wrong?" And she looked at me like, "Who are you to tell me that I'm not doing it right?" So I said to her, "Look, love, I'm a professional, you know this. I'm a professional lighting and sound engineer, and you're telling me that I'm doing lights wrong. That's like going up to the Pope and telling him that he's a Protestant. Okay, now fucking pack it in." "How dare you talk to me like that?" She wolfed towards me. I'm like, okay, I'll tell you what. How about you stop nitpicking everything that I fucking do and show me your standard? Because I guarantee you it's no different to mine. If not, it'll be inferior to mine. She looked at me. I'm like, "Look, I'm going to stand on the door. Why don't you clean the lights perfectly like you're saying that they should be? And I want to judge you and yours." She refused to. I'm like, "How long you worked here, love?" 10 years or so, she said. 10 years and you're still on a fucking door. 10 years, you should have been a fucking manager by now. And why are you not a manager? "Oh, that's right, because you're shit at your fucking job. You've got such an ego that you think you're perfect, standing on a door, cleaning tables, saying thank you, come again to people, and yet you're not a manager. How is this possible?" There's only one explanation. You're not good at your job. You never have been and never will be. And she looked at me with a few tears in her eyes. I'm like, look, bottom line is, I'm here through circumstance because the government will not let the entertainment department of anywhere open up. Entertainment, live entertainment is gone, and it will eventually come back, but for now it's gone. So I'm only here because I have to be here. You are here through choice. You chose to flush your life down the toilet to spend 10 years cleaning fucking tables, sweetheart. So don't you dare tell me that I'm doing things wrong when you have achieved nothing in your life. I could see that she was melting into the floor, and a few of my other colleagues were just looking at me, beast the living shit out of her, and sniggering behind her back because they've all had the same treatment from her. But they never had the cheddar to say anything because they'd been similar, but they're kids. They didn't know what they wanted to do with their life after leaving school, so they ended up there. But I was sure as shit gonna guide them into doing something better with their life as soon as this lurgy was over. But as for this old wench, who was younger than I am, who looks 10 years older than I am, she couldn't take being told off. And I turned around to her and said, how far around the world have you been? Oh, I've never left the country, she bleated out. Like, you never left the fucking country. As in Wales or the UK? Wales, she said. And like, that is the saddest thing I've ever fucking known. So not only are you a permanent failure, but you've never left this whole of a town, and you've never left this country, and you've never been to a neighbouring country in the United Kingdom such as England or Scotland or Northern Ireland. Have you been to the Isle of Wight? No. Have you been anywhere? She looked at me all angry and red. She was redder than a slapped arse. She couldn't handle that she was nothing to me, and I told her so. You are nothing to me. You're insignificant to me, love. And you believe that you're far better than I am. I've mastered your job in a matter of weeks. You would spend an entire lifetime coming nowhere near close to understanding, let alone doing what I would do in normal times. You're nothing. Get that fuck out of my face, I said. And she ran off. And I didn't see her for 2 days when she stormed out crying, and I was pulled into the office to have yet another confrontation with my younger boss. My boss, he took her side because I was apparently too honest towards her. But hey, I was always raised to be honest and truthful, for it is far worse to be a liar.